Despite my love of sports video games, I've never been very good at them. But exactly how bad am I? Could I have a better showing in a video game than the real-world team I'm playing as? Through the power of online wheel spinners, I've decided that I will be playing as the 2023-2024 Lakers in NBA 2K24's myNBA LITE mode. I'm playing pro difficulty, 5-minute quarters, and I've not made any other changes to our game mode. I will play the same teams they did, and, unless the computer does some funky trades, I'll likely have all the same players as the real-world Lakers. Will I beat their real-world 47-35 record? Will I make it to the in-season tournament? Does NBA 2K24 even have the in-season tournament? Will we make it to the playoffs? Watch our ongoing struggle as Josh Average tries to beat the record.
Son pa' que te cure y esa carita hace que se... Mami, tú y yo somos iguales, pero con esto no me comparen. No, por favor no me comparen, que ustedes saben.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. And tonight, we've got the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Orlando Magic. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. And here's what the schedule for the Lakers looks like. On Wednesday, they'll face off against Paul George and the Los Angeles Clippers. Then on Saturday, they'll tip off a road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic.
And you know, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team is going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
Now the starting group for Orlando. Banchero and Carter make up the inside pair. Filling the perimeter slots, it's Harris and Wagner. And it's Fultz in at the point guard. And for the Lakers, up at forward, the star pairing of LeBron and Davis. Austin Rivers is out there with D'Angelo Russell. And it's Şengün in at the 5, roaming the paint. It is still early in the season, Greg. You'd like to think we have teams figured out, but do we really?
Not at all, Kevin. This is the time period where fan bases freak out because of records. There's still a lot of identity to be found with every team. A monster down low. LeBron James, the rare package of skill, size, and athleticism.
Carter. The basket good off the assist from Fultz.
And it's always nice to get the easy look inside for your first points of the game.
Russell gets to Şengün. LeBron against Wagner. Count that one.
Yeah, one of the best in the history of the league, just taking advantage of what the defense wants to give him. LeBron, the midi, yes, sir.
Fultz against Russell. Pass to Carter. Down low. Here's Banchero. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Greg, here he is, the first overall pick of the 2022 draft, Paolo Banchero.
And the top pick because he's a 6'10 playmaker. Banchero has a tremendous feel for the game, great vision, passing it, and endless potential offensively.
And he makes the first. For this young Orlando team, last season GA was a huge step forward.
A 12-win improvement, taking a giant step forward offensively. Their top 5 scorers, all under 25 years old, a very bright future in Orlando.
Both free throws good from Banchero.
Paolo Banchero, a guy who not only has the frame, but he's got the mind and the work habits to be great in this league. Can't wait to watch.
Pass to Davis. Now here's Rivers. Dishes it to LeBron. Russell from long range. Knocks down the 3-ball.
Well, LeBron James always surveying the floor. Few players in the history of the game have the court vision that LeBron has.
Now here's Fultz. 11-point game his last outing. Wagner passes to Bankero. Wagner against Şengün. And it's Wagner missing. The Lakers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for to start off this game. Right side, Russell fires the 3. And James gets it to go on the assist by Russell. James has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
LeBron worked tirelessly early in his career on improving his range shooting, and boy, it has paid dividends.
High post, Davis. Passes it to Rivers. Harris against LeBron. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots, off to a good start.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now, here's Wagner. His last outing with 20 points. And there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Bankero outside. Another miss by Orlando. And it's Davis with the ball for the Los Angeles Lakers. 8-point game. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Yeah, they were able to maintain focus in a hostile environment, and that led to taking shots that made sense.
Well, I'm sure they're still enjoying that one. You love going into a tough building, tough place to play, and shooting the lights out. Nothing like silencing the crowd.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. And Los Angeles with some changes. Hachimura comes in for Şengün. And Vincent subbed in for Russell. Here's Wagner. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. To the paint. Here's Carter. Drops in the layup for 2. Carter's got his 2nd basket of the game.
We've seen this from Wagner over and over. This guy understands when a man is open. He's got the timing and the touch to make the pass.
Hey, Doris, talking about the young Franz Wagner. He's already proven how valuable he is.
Oh, Kevin, there's no doubt. For Wagner, this is a swingman who does a little bit of everything. He can shoot it. He can put it on the deck. He can make his teammates look good. A scorer from all 3 levels. There is not a lot to pick at where Franz Wagner is concerned.
Here's Hachimura. That one's in, his first shot this game.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
The Magic trail by 10. Bankero inside. He's against Hachimura.
Paolo Banchero, so assertive in the paint. You love to watch that guy work down there.
Now Vincent coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. James finds Vincent. Rivers passes to Vincent. Here's LeBron. Shoots over Wagner. And the Lakers take on 2 more.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
The Magic have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Carter with a screen on Rivers. Carter outside. The pass to Wagner. No one near fault as he lets it go. And he's good on the 3-ball.
Well, that's where you're trusting the jumper if you're Markelle Fultz. Be ready on the catch, rise and fire.
The kick out to LeBron. It's It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
The Magic trail by 9. Fultz the pass to Wagner. That shot wide open.
Well, Markelle Fultz continues to develop his floor awareness. Passes like that will create all kinds of chemistry.
Here's Davis, and the Lakers tack on 2 more.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. Back right after this. And so far through 1 quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Lakers?
Right away, they showed us they weren't going to shy away from the mid-range game, and it's proven to be an effective tool for them.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
And you think of height as an advantage in basketball, but Greg, the versatility at such a premium. Can you be too tall in today's NBA?
It's a valid question. The 2 biggest concerns for 7-footers are mobility and durability. To move the way they need to puts a lot of strain on those lower extremities.
This is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. Outside the wings are Suggs and Wagner. Jonathan Isaac is out there with Mo Wagner. And it's Anthony in at the 1 spot. And Orlando has possession after the basket by Los Angeles. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And let's check out stats for James. He's coming off an excellent season. Averaged 29 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. And he paced the whole team in points per game last season.
Well, his teammates understood that he was their best option, and understandably, they got him the rock.
That's good from Isaac.
I think the fact of the matter is all the tools are there for Jonathan Isaac. It's really a matter of being consistent for this young guy.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Los Angeles leading by 10. And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. This young Magic team is building, and they're anchored by the talent in their front court with Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr., who said, as a team, our potential is through the roof. I think the biggest thing for us is being injury-free. That will give us the best chance to be very special. Kevin?
Special indeed. All right, David Aldridge, thank you.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Pass to Suggs. Outside Anthony. And Anthony gets double-teamed. Wagner passes to Suggs. And the rejection by LeBron.
He could not get that one over LeBron James. Just perfect position, great strength, and send it back, Mr. James.
Tate kicks to Hachimura. James converts inside.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Suggs in the corner. That one falls, coming off Anthony's feet.
Jalen Suggs putting in the time, being diligent about becoming more consistent from three-point territory. That time, he makes it look easy.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Some changes for the Lakers. Şengün's checked in for Rui Hachimura. And D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Tate. Orlando also making some changes. Wendell Carter, he's checked in for Wagner. Gary Harris comes in for Suggs. And it's Fultz in for Anthony. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. LeBron against Wagner. James, the pass to Russell. Lakers working the ball around now. Carter pulls it in. Looking at the last game for Orlando, it was a loss to Portland. It's 2-on-1. Knocked loose. Here's Harris. Nothing on the board.
Nice adjustment there, going to the full court press, trying to ratchet up the pressure here a little bit.
And then Carter with the dunk.
It doesn't get any easier than that, guys. Carter Jr. gets the position he wants and goes to town.
Out to Russell for the 3. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score lock in on the moment and play the right way. Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Russell passes to Vincent. Here's Şengün. Offline with his 3. The Magic trail by 13. To the middle. Harris's shot is off.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Yes, that goes in.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this is simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Now here is Harris. Still yet to score. Over in the corner, Fultz. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
Well, Mr. Fultz more than happy to fire away from range. Pretty shot, Markel.
Pass to Şengün. 44 seconds left to play in the first half. Over to the wing. Here's Vincent. Misses the 3. And it's Harris with the ball for the Magic. Down by 12. He dishes it to Fultz. Isaac outside. They get it again. A nice shot by Carter. Carter's got 10 points.
Let's remember, Wendell Carter Jr. is a force on the offensive glass. Use that height, use that athleticism, young sir.
And it's sent back by Isaac. To the inside. Out to Carter. Lets the 3 fly. LeBron grabs the miss. Russell from long range. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in.
Well, you love disrupting the shooter. Markel Fultz being dogged on the defensive end.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. Back to the action in just a minute.
And put your hands together, give them all for
Hello, everybody. Let's start out with a look at the recently announced Players of the Week. Out in the East, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
No surprise to see Giannis take home the award. It's almost a surprise when he doesn't win it. Very impressive. Lately, he's been at his very best, which for him is as good as it possibly gets.
And now switching over to our current game, what a tough start for the Orlando Magic.
What I'm really wondering is their communication defensively. They've allowed too many good looks, and that's something that can be hard to correct at halftime.
Also give some credit to the boys on the other side. The execution was on point.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. What can you say? LeBron James, what an impressive effort today.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
Up and forward, the star pairing of LeBron and Davis. D'Angelo Russell out there with Rivers, and it's Şengün in at center, locking down the middle. That's the group starting the second half for Darvin Ham.
LeBron has made himself a deadly shooter. You can't fault the D for being a little too aggressive on his shot fakes.
It's his first trip to the line.
And at the line last year, he was good on about 77% of his attempts.
The first one falls.
Despite the fact that LeBron James is now in the league for over 2 decades, he continues to dominate.
And James drills them both. The Magic trail by 12. Fultz kicks to Wagner. And there's the call on James. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Carter with the 3. Not going to go that time.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. LeBron James still has a singular focus. He says, I'm a winner and I want to win. Competing for championships has been my goal since I entered the league. Once you know how to get there, playing basketball at this level, just to be playing basketball, is not my DNA anymore. Kevin, he certainly has that special sauce.
He is letting it be known, and championship medal to boot. David, thank you. And the Lakers call time here.
Together, make some noise for your Lakers hype team.
Checking out some stats for D'Angelo Russell. Good season for him last year. He averaged about 17 points a game last year, 6 assists and 3 rebounds. And when he takes over at the point, he really keeps the offense flowing.
Well, this is a guy who brings a solid skill set. Excellent ball handler, high level of playmaking, the perfect backup point.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. He kicks it to Rivers. Here's James. LeBron powering inside.
You might want to check your sanity if you're trying to check LeBron James at the cup. My man can score in there.
Fultz the pass to Carter. LeBron with the block. Here's Rivers. From outside off the mark. And here's Banchero. He'll bring it up for the Magic. It's a 14-point game. After this game, they can look forward to L.A. where they'll match up against the Clippers. They're in the midst of a 4-game road trip right now. That'll be game number 3. Always good to get another look at a terrific defensive play.
And a block like that sends a message. One that says we're not giving up this lead.
Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Down low, Harris kicks to Wagner.
1 for 5 has got to be a frustrating start, and they just don't look sharp right now. Can they find their offensive game?
Count it. James has got 8 points in the quarter.
Well, LeBron James, we have seen it for years. The ability with that frame, that athletic ability to finish through contact.
Wagner against LeBron. And then Carter with the dunk.
Just no chance there for the defense. Major size disadvantage. He's got no business trying to stop that slam. Just get out of the way.
Now, here's Şengün. Hasn't made one yet. Kicks to Davis. Here's the dish to Russell. Here's James. The shot misses. Nice defense from Wagner.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And at the charity stripe a season ago, he didn't miss many. 90% on the year.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
One shot. Timeout on the court. Charge to Orlando. You know what time it is? T-shirt time.
He's checked in for the Lakers. Vincent comes in for Rivers.
The Laker girl dance team, enjoy.
That's good from Harris.
What you love about Gary Harris is he builds his reputation on the defensive end, then slowly constructs an offensive game that made him a dangerous scorer. If this guy's healthy, he can be a big-time part of a big-time winning team.
Carter on the wing. Harris outside. No one near Banchero as he lets it go. Good, and Harris gets the assist. Banchero's got 7.
Just a great play by Paolo Banchero. Sees the defender closing, knows he's got to get it off in a hurry.
Here's Russell. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. And the Lakers lead by 12.
A nice job taking what the defenders gave him. These guys need a gut check right now.
Well, simply stated, simply not enough effort, not enough attention to detail. They've gotten run over this evening.
Now here's Fultz. He's got 6, and D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Anthony's checked in for Orlando.
Magic substitution, number 50, Cole Anthony.
And there's a minute 45 left to play in the third. That one's in there. The Lakers' lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Carter.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Hachimura, no good. Orlando's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Fultz the pass to Banchero. For 3, Harris gets the three-pointer to fall.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Lakers leading by 6. This is to Russell. That one falls. Russell's got 4 points in the quarter.
And you can sense them just starting to squeeze and shrink this lead a little bit.
Anthony drawing the double team. Here's Carter. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. And that's 19 points for Wendell Carter.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Here's Russell. Rebound by the Magic. Harris looking it over. Out to the right wing. Banchero with the ball. Picked up by Davis. Harris, no good. Los Angeles has gotten blanked from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Russell, no good. The Magic trail by 6.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Well, it's amazing. If you finish quarters the right way, it can have such a great impact on the outcome of a game.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Here's the 3. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Lakers on top. They lead by 5. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. We'll see both the Wagners out there. Franz at 3 and Mo on the block. The guard pair for them, Anthony and Suggs. And it's Isaac in at the 4 spot. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
They've been in the zone for mid-range all game long, and they've made the most of any chance they've found in that space.
The other thing that's been impressive is really just relentless driving the basketball. Doesn't matter if the defense is there, they are challenging them and getting it done.
Wagner with it. Hachimura comes with the double team. Here's Isaac. Here's Wagner. Oh, and he misses the dunk. Los Angeles leading by 8. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And LeBron used to getting hit. This is the level of attention this man attracts from the D.
LeBron James. 2 shots.
Free throw good, LeBron.
And after attempting no free throws in the first half, now he's putting the defense back on its heels.
And both free throws good for LeBron. And so here's Orlando, trailing by 10. And Anthony gets double teamed. Back to Wagner. From deep, sinks the three-pointer.
Well, Mo Wagner, a legit threat from deep. This guy's so good at pulling the trigger when you give him an opportunity.
Elbow shot. And it's Wagner with the rebound. And Anthony's got the ball here for the Orlando Magic. Wagner kicks to Anthony. And Anthony gets double teamed. To the middle, here's Isaac. And Isaac throws it down.
Well, it's excellent recognition from Cole Anthony, but how about your offense working to get a man that wide open? Pretty.
Pass to Hood, Javino. Los Angeles with another miss. The Magic trail by 5. They get a hand on it, and stolen by LeBron. A 3. Rebounded by Anthony. The Magic have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Now, here's Suggs. Back to Anthony. Banked in off the glass. Anthony's got his first basket.
Jalen Suggs has proven early, if you're open, he's going to find you. Pretty pass.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Both teams will make substitutions. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, guys. During that break, Coach Darvin Ham talked to his team. He said to them, keep building this lead, guys. Don't take your foot off the gas. Keep working hard. Run our stuff. Guys?
Thank you, David. Lakers leading by 3. Outside Russell. Here's Rivers. And again, unable to change momentum here. And their offense is really clicking right now.
Playing with a lot of energy and really taking it to the defense.
And denied. He sends it right off the glass. For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one made. From deep, James, rebound by the Magic. Carter's got 4 rebounds in this game. Wagner with it. He's picked up by Russell. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Here's Banchero. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. The Lakers in the lead. Şengün passes to James. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. James has got 15 points here in the second half. Orlando, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Inside, here's Rivers. Passes it to Şengün. LeBron galloping to the rack, and James throws it down.
Vintage LeBron James. He's cooking, and this guy may be the best to have ever done it.
It's stolen by Davis. To the paint. And James with the basket on the assist by Davis. And now a 9-point Los Angeles lead.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
At this point, finding blocks comes naturally for AD. He just anticipates and attacks the basketball. What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're trailing by 11. 1:36 left in the fourth quarter. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Banchero dishes to Carter. They double him with Russell. Wagner left side. Harris passes to Carter. And then Carter with the jam.
Gary Harris can play the 1 or the 2, guys, and you have to be able to hit the open man. He does so there.
Rivers kicks to LeBron. James gets inside and finishes.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Well, when it's closing time, he's trying to lock the door. He's been going all night. Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
Here's LeBron, and James throws it down hard.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Lakers.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance from LeBron.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Wendell Carter Jr. 2 shots.
Shoot 2.
Good on the first, and that brings them to within 10.
I love that Wendell Carter Jr. plays within himself. Take high percentage shots, get as many rebounds as you can.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Vanderbilt's checked in for Şengün. Hachimura comes in for Davis. Tate, he's checked in for Austin Rivers. And Vincent subbed in for D'Angelo Russell. Carter hits them both. This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
Yeah, just got to work that clock and take care of the ball.
Here's James, and the dunk by James.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Anthony drawing the double team. No one near Isaac as he lets it go. Off target from outside. The Lakers with the ball. At one point, they led by 16. Yep, that one goes. James has got 46 points.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right, he stays connected and great timing on the contest. Oh, at 6'8", it's easy to forget how good his handles are, but LeBron creates easy opportunities for himself.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who's standing by with our player of the game. Take it away, David.
Thanks very much. LeBron, when you know AD is behind you, how does that help you defensively?
You can stay home. You can allow him to play one-on-one versus a guard versus a big, and you can stay home and be able to box out and get rebounds because he's that good.
It's quite a 1-2 punch, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And now, we present the New Balance Player of the Game, LeBron James.